Hello there everyone, my name's Ayumu Kagami, and today on Kagami Review we're looking at Animal Gods. It's kind of a hard game to explain. Probably my best way of explaining it is it's an exploration-focused puzzle game. And I'm going to jump in after I've gone through one of the dungeon types and show you this one. There are parts, and first off, let's just talk about the aesthetic. I really like the aesthetic. There's actually an overworld which you can just return to. We'll go to that in just a little bit. So, to start with, there are three different gods. There is a spider, a lion, and I don't know what the third one is yet. And the way that this game works is a lot of it are really cool tidbits that come in the form of these types of circles. And this is our protagonist, Thistle. And this specifically would be the Lion Gods, or Gardens of Gwyn, area. And in the areas you get a different ability. The spider one you get a kind of like bow and arrow. It was a shooting projectile, so spears are bow and arrow. I can't remember its exact title though. And then with this, it's a dash. I am using the A360 controller. It works perfectly fine. I can't tell you how the keyboard and mouse controls work. I think they work just fine anyway. Yeah, they work just fine. I personally try to play platformers or puzzle games with controller if I can. So, early on, you'll be presented with an obstacle. It's purple water. Looks like some sort of poison. And then, it's your job to get through the challenge. And these would be checkpoints. Like the bigger ones are checkpoints. A lot of the smaller ones are either what you're doing or diary entries. So far, I've only seen diary entries from a girl named Juliet. And I wanted to address something right off the bat. I have seen some negativity on the Steam reviews about the first puzzle, the spider cave. A lot of it is you're shooting arrows and hitting targets. And a lot of the complaints are if you mess up, you go back to your last checkpoint. Like if I walk into this, I go back to my last checkpoint. Personally, I don't see that as much of a problem. It can get very frustrating, but I mean, it happens in a lot of puzzle games. If you make a mistake, you have to redo it. And it was never too punishing where I had to like redo 15 minutes. At most 3 minutes, or it wasn't much. So these are the diary entries that I talked about. It reads, Diary 1218, Forbidden Fruit. I love the gardens. I love the fruit. And I love the water. Juliet. And I did find out this part, in particular, with the jutting forward does work better with the D-pad as opposed to the analog. Just because if you're going at an angle, you can't, or it does not appear to me that you can use your dash ability. So that'd be a good example. That was the punishment for me just trying to rush ahead. In puzzle games, you should take your time a little bit. Obviously, if you mess up a couple times, you're more frustrated. So and I'm not trying to invalidate their opinions, because if that made it unfun for you, then, you know, that stinks. I'm sorry to hear that. But, okay, there we go. It's not my cup of tea to hear that, just after a short while. So you go through a couple areas of the puzzle, and then getting more complex as it goes. And the game kind of, in my opinion so far, is you kind of start out with what the heck is going on. because they didn't really tell too much of what was going on. It feels like one of those games where as you progress through it, you'll notice more to it. And then the more you walk around and explore, as you can see right there, the circle with the 3 markings in it would be the exit of this specific area for this puzzle. These allow me to read more on it, or learn more about the game. Diary 1318, Kingdom Above. Gardens, castles, and waterfalls, life, flora, and fauna. Sky Mirror will be a kingdom. It will be the greatest kingdom that ever was. Our love for Jessa is undying, and yet Jessa had said many times he is no king. He said that we are a family. So imagine that. A kingdom without a king. Or a kingdom with the most benevolent king who ever was. And I like the fact that the game has these extra bits in it. I haven't noticed anything being like too jammed away, or like if I had to explore all of the bushes, because this one is just a small jutting out the size of this. And these do not open until you've completed a certain objective. In the spider cave, it was you had to destroy all of the boxes per area. Ooh, little ones. So, I don't want to show off too much, because I think, kind of like Titan Souls, which the aesthetic of this reminds me a good amount on. I think a lot of this kind of depends on seeing it first. I'm sorry, I like playing it for yourself. Obviously, right now these puzzles aren't too hard. It does not take a lot of work to figure out these puzzles. Okay, can't get through that. So I don't want to show off too much of the game. Our faith... Oh! Let your faith grow tall. And I enjoy the music. Talk about the music for a little bit. It's good. I've enjoyed it so far. It does have a couple different tracks depending on what area you're at. The rain... Whoop! That's something I should go through. Okay. So I'll just cut this here. When you complete one of these areas, it does unlock. And okay. Also, you can restart from last checkpoint, return the overload, save and quit. So we'll go back to the overworld. And this is where I felt the most similarities to Titan Souls, is because the camera's really zoomed out and it looks really pretty. It almost kind of looks like a little bit of water paint to me, with like the trees right there, and I'm not even sure how to really describe this. One of the complaints I will give to this game is we did have the dash ability, and I haven't completed that section yet, but it was not working for me on the overworld, so there was no dash on the overworld. But this up here would be the Spider's Cave, which is the one that I did first as well, with the bow and arrow with it. Bow and arrow, or I'm just gonna call it bow and arrow. It's the shooting that I've seen the most complaints about involving it, and it is kind of one-hit kills for everything. And I did you do meet these gods, and they look like gods. The camera zooms way out and kind of gives you a sense of how big these creatures would be. Yeah, it's above the ocean. So you have a bow. And later on, there is a charge for it as well. And when you complete these, it opens up a new area. The spider was the first one in line, and then the lion, I believe, was the second. So I don't want to show off too much. These are the boxes I was talking about. Just showing. But that will be all for this video. The game is out right now. It's currently on sale. I believe it's $7.99 USD and will be $9.99 USD if you don't buy it within the first couple days or whenever the initial release is. There will be a link to it in the description, the Steam page link to it. And if you have checked it out, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think of the aesthetic of the game? I think it looks real nice. And the developers were very kind and gave me a code to give away, and I'm going to give it away on my stream, which is good. There's going to be a link in the description for that as well. And that will be on Friday, October... It's this upcoming Friday. I don't remember what Friday is. It will be on Friday the 16th. So, if you want to show up there, it's twitch.tv/Ayumu Kagami. You can drop by there. I'm doing horror games for the month, but we're going to do a giveaway of this game probably about midway through my stream. It starts typically at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when we're going to be starting it, or doing the giveaway. So, thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you all have a fantastic night.